everyone, this is Robin Crafty Stamper, and today we are going to make this card here. This comes out of our mini catalog, and this is the version that Stampin' Up! Did, and I liked it and thought, well, I'm going to make it my own, so I kind of changed it up a little bit. I put a different sentiment on here and used a separate or a different die cut than what they had used here, and changed up the colors a little bit, but still used the basics that made the card. So I want to show you how to make it today. And if you're curious, this is the traditional labels that I used here with doing the Sending Love and Joy. And then also we have the dies, which is what cut this out. And the dies are awesome. If you don't have this, you might want to look at it, because this is just the detail and everything around these labels are just awesome. And you've got the detail here. Anyway, they're just some really nice ones. And then, of course, this one is nice too. And it's especially pretty at Christmas time. So let's put this up. I'll move this out of the way. And this is the stamp set that we'll be using today. And this is the branching out. And I love the fonts in this. I think it's really pretty. We're going to be using that. And then these are the dies that come with it. And we're going to be using some of those. So, and then also the paper that was used is called North Pole Delivery. And it's just some really fun paper in here. Let me get it opened up for you. Aren't those little dogs so cute? And then it's got a little squirrel on here. You've got your little dogs. There's like a little fox here. Just so cute driving the little cars and trucks around. So cute. Okay, so that's a couple of the pages there. And then this is the back side of them. And then you've got these, which are adorable. Look at that. Look how sweet. Look at the little kitty cat and the little golden. Isn't that sweet? Little dots in here, it looks like. Anyway, these are so precious. Then you've got the back of this. And I love all these colors on that. I think they did a really good job with the back side of that too. I like all of them being together like that. And then this is pretty. I like this one too, just with the envelopes on here and the packages that you're going to be mailing out. Then the back side of this, which is pretty. There's just so many things that I can't wait to create with all of this. I've got so many things, and I'm just so excited to use it all. And it's like there's never enough time in the day to get it all done. So, okay, so here's some little punch outs here. And these are really good. You've got your letters and your bears and your dogs and your owls, which would be really cute. And I've seen some of these done, put on some of the tags that we have. And speaking of tags, stay tuned, because I'm going to switch over here for just a minute. I've been playing around with some of the tags. I got the little tag set. So if you don't have it, you might want to get it, because I'm going to be doing a video on these soon too. But look how cute these are. And these are just out of the ephemera packs. And just pop them on there and make the little the bows here. Get your tags. And I'm just playing around with all different colors, putting them together. I just think it's so much fun. And I have all of these that I've cut up. And I'm going to be playing with a lot of these too, and putting them together. And then I've got a bunch of bows made over here to go on top of them. So I've been busy. Anyway, but let's get back to the project that we're working on today. I just didn't want you to miss out on that. I think that's just really cute. And especially, like I said, you could put, some of these cutouts on those tags too. All right, so here's another couple of sheets of paper here. And then the backside's really pretty. That just looks like a cold winter's day or something. It looks like the pool party is used in it. A little white, could be snow. And so here we've got some more cutouts. And it's got the little houses, the cars, and the mailboxes. And I just think they're just so cute. And I love these little storefronts. I think they're just so cute. All right, let's see what's on. No, nothing on the back of that one because it is a punch out one. All right, and then we've got this, and this is the sheet that we're going to be working with today. And then here's the back of it. It's got all the mailboxes on it. So let me put this up. I just wanted to kind of show you that. And this is North Pole Delivery. And I think this is just a really cute stamp set to play with. And it's so funny because when I first saw the catalog and the online exclusives, this wasn't the first one that I would have chosen. And it's so funny because I love dogs, I love animals, and I love cutesy things. So I think this would have been, this would have been something that I'm just going to put that up later. This would have been something I would have gravitated toward first, but I didn't. I don't know. Anyway, but I love it. After I got it, it's just been fun to play with. So. Okay, so here's our paper here. And let me get my card back out so I can look at it as I go through this. Let's see here it is. Put it over here. Okay, so here we've got our card. I am going to be doing some die cutting with you. And, but here's my card here. And the first thing we're going to do is stamp the little dots on here. So let's go ahead. And I've got my blocks. I've got the stamp sets already on the blocks. And let's see, I did this a couple of days ago, and so I'm a little rusty with it. I got to find all my tools and stuff that I've got here. All right, so I'm going to move this over so it doesn't get messed up. All right, and so here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a scrap piece of paper here and put it up at the top because I don't want it going past this and getting on the back of the card. And so we're just going to take and just kind of just stamp around, and you can turn it. And we're just going to go all the way around it. And I'm just trying to turn it when I can. That way, in there. This is just a really simple part of it. You have to leave me a note in the comments and let me know, would you prefer green or do you prefer the red? I think either one of them are great. And you don't really have to go inside of it, but I don't know. I have a weird thing about it. It's kind of hard for me not to. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this up for now. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get this cut out, and then we're going to get our paper here cut out. And the way that we ended up getting this little border here is we had to put two of the dies together. And we took the largest and the second largest to do that. We'll also need the little small one too. So we're going to put them together, and I'm going to get my Post-it tape. And so I just kind of laid them out and get them even going around through there. Kind of bent right now. Not wanting to lay very flat. And if they do that with you, you can just take them up and kind of bend them back in place. Just be careful though. You don't want to break them, but you can just kind of give them a little help. Let's see if that's going to be it. I think that's going to look pretty good. So let's go ahead and get our die cutting machine up here. I'm going to move all of this over to the side so I can bring it up. Okay. And so we're going to get our paper here. Oops. Just going to lay it up here. Try to get it even around. Let's see if that's going to be good. Looks like we might need to bring it down just a tad toward the bottom. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and let me see what I did. Here it is. My top plate. And if you're wondering, I've got the base plate, which we always use with everything. This is your big base plate here. It's number 1. And then we've got the second plate here, which is this piece. And then we're using our 3 plates. Or they're a number 3 plate. It's not like we're using 3 plates out of it. All right. So I may have to realign these. This seems like they're a little too close up here at the top. Right. I'm just going to go ahead and twist these and show you what I'm talking about. And here we're just going to take it and see how it's kind of bowed. Can you see how it's bowed? I'm just going to kind of rub it down through there. See if that gets it. That seemed to help it. There. Let's see if we can get this one done. Like I said, don't apply too much pressure to it because we don't want to break them. But we can give them a little help. Just kind of help to straighten them out. So maybe this will lay better. And it moved again on me. Did you see that? All right. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put this in here and get it cut because we won't need the inside of that. So we'll get all of our pieces here cut. All right, so let's get the plate. Let's hope that this works because I worked hard enough to get it straightened out, didn't I? I wanted it to all be even around through there. And it takes just a little bit of time. Just got to be a little patient with it and work with it. But I think it helped when I got the plates kind of straight. So here's our border that we have here. And then, like I said, we also need the small piece. And so we went ahead and got all of that done with one cut. So let's just put these over to the side. And let's work on, let's see, I'm going to go ahead while I've got this up here, because if you'll notice, our DSP back here is going to be cut with the largest die too. So I need to get it cut. And what I did, I looked at it. I looked at my paper because we could put this really anywhere that we wanted to. But I looked at my paper and I thought about what I wanted everybody to see on here. And so I like these trees here. And that was kind of what they showed in the blog too. But you don't have to do that. But I did like the trees and I like the bridge. Love the bridge right there. And then, and just kind of brought it up just to about right in here. So I'm going to have to cut this down because as you see, it's too wide to go through the cut and emboss machine. So let me get this cut down some. Okay. And then we're just going to take this and we're just going to put it over here. I'm going to have to turn it this way in order to make sure that I get it even like I want it. Let's see. There's my little trees. Okay. I hate to do it kind of in the center like that, but I'll still be able to use the paper around it. It will not go to waste. There's always so many little things, and some of that can be used for my tags too. So, all right, let's get this cut. except for pulling the tape off because we don't want to tear it after we put all the work into it. Okay, so here is this. And then let's go ahead. We might as well go ahead and get all of our cutting done at one time. So let's get some white paper out again. We can use this. All right, we're going to need 2 of these, and then we're going to need a couple of the branches. So it looks like I'm going to have to, I'll use this scrap sheet up, and then I'll have to grab me another one. All right, put this in here and run it through. Okay. We've got those done. And this one. And then if you have this problem with them sticking inside the die, I just take my little tweezers here, or you can get the take your pick tool, but these were just close to me, so I just grab those. The take your pick tool works really good too. And so we've got that, and then we've got this other one that we need to pull out. Okay, we've got that there. And then I'm going to grab another piece of paper here. And we're just going to put these on here. And then run it through. And I just ran it, since it was way up here at the top, I just decided instead of running it all the way through, I would just run it back. So I put it through and did a reverse on it. And be careful with them because they do stick in there. Oh, and I forgot, we've got to have pine cones. So let me get them out. I need to run it through 3 times. Can't believe I forgot that. Sorry about that. Okay. So I hope everyone's been doing good. It's been pretty good here. We had a little rain the past couple of days, and our power went out yesterday afternoon for a couple of hours while it was storming. So that was no fun. But luckily it came back on. It was getting dark. And just in case you don't know, I'm from Alabama. You probably could tell I was Southern from my accent. That usually gives it away. So we've got that one done. We're going to put this back over here inside. And put that down. Because I think I'm through it now. And now let's get our area straightened back up. And put our card over there. And now we need to get our pieces to our card and start putting it together. All right, so here I'm just going to put a little bit of glue just around the edges here, and then that's going to fit on top of this right here. So let's get our glue. And this is just Tombow glue, and I just got these little bottles off of Amazon, and they work really good. I should have done it a long time ago. I just got these like a couple of weeks ago. And oh my Lord, it's made a difference. I love using it because I'm very heavy-handed when it comes to the glue. So this has kind of helped me to where I'm not getting so much of it. I still get kind of carried away with it at times. It hasn't completely helped me. All right, so let me get our little silicone mat here. And you can tell I had glue that's dried up on it. Need to get that cleaned off. Okay. And one thing about the glue, when you're trying to put it on something like this, it is forgiving. So you can just kind of wiggle it around to make sure that you get all your areas covered. Isn't that so cute? I just think that's just so cute. Okay, and if you don't know, on the silicone mat, like hot glue or Tombow glue, any adhesives does not stick to it. All you have to do is when it dries up, you roll it off. See how it's rolling up into a little ball? And that's all you have to do in order to clean this. And that's why they're just so wonderful to have, because that way glue doesn't get all over your paper and the surfaces that you're working on, and you just grab this, put it down, and it saves the day. It's perfect. Okay, so here we've got this, and we're going to put this up on Stampin' Dimensionals. Let me see where my dimensionals are. Okay, these are the small ones, and I don't want to use them right now. I'm going to use the big ones. Okay, so we're just going to put these on here. And I'm just going to go 3 across all the way up because I want it to be stable. I don't want it to be rocking or anything. Okay. And we're just going to press them down real good. I have a tendency not to press them down real good. I'm trying to take off the backing, then they want to pull back up. So if you ever have that problem, just make sure that you press them down real good. I think these little mailboxes are so cute. And your little packages and stuff. Do I have any people watching that work at the post office? I know it's probably crazy at Christmas time. Bless your heart. Anybody that works anything with the Postal Service, UPS, I just couldn't even imagine. I know it's always busy around here at the post office and at UPS. The line's usually really long. But they do a really good job. All right, so I'm going to make sure that I get this on straight because it looks like it's a little crooked to me. See how that looks. I think that looks good there. Yeah. No, perfect. Okay. So we've got that. And let's tell you what we could do. We could go ahead and we could either finish the inside of it or go ahead and do the outside. Okay, well, this is what we've got to do anyway. We've got to get the markers out and we've got to do some coloring. So we're just going to put these down here. And I'm going to get the markers out and I'm going to start coloring these. Let's see. And what I did on this, I got the light pecan pie to do my pine cones. Looks like I'm missing a pine cone here. So where is it? There it is. It was hiding from me. Make sure you've got them on the right side too. The side that is right is your smoother side. And the rougher side is the wrong side. Okay. Make sure that's the light. No, that's the dark. Okay. Well, it'll work. And we're just going to go over and make it a little bit darker in certain spots, but only after it dries. When it dries, then it will truly take the color. Because right now, I just keep kind of blending in. It might get a little bit darker, but it's not going to be that much. Okay, so let's go ahead and go up through here and color our little limbs, our little branches. And then here, we're just going to go up through here and color them. I'm trying to be careful with it because I don't want it to get on the red, but if it does, it's not going to be that big of a deal. So we'll get this. Okay, and then here we're just going to go over inside this, kind of help to make it a little bit more darker, you know. And then that'll dry and blend in. Okay, I think that's going to be good enough. And then we're going to get our red. Let's see if this is dark red. All right, so this is good. All right, and I'm using the big side of it on this. So we're just going to color these. Looks like I forgot to go all the way up on that one. Get my dart back out. Okay. Looks like I missed a little spot right in there too. There's so little it's hard to see. Of course, if I had my glasses on, I could probably see a little bit better, but I've got them stuck on my head. And that does me absolutely no good when I'm sitting here doing all of this. I get so busy thinking about all of it, and it's just like I forget about trying to see most of the time. I see a couple of little spots here on the twigs that I missed. All right, so that looks good there. And now, looks like there's a little white place there. And now we just need to get, and this is Shaded Spruce. I wanted to use it. And this is the light Shaded Spruce. I don't know if I got the dark out or not. I'm not even sure if I used it. I may not have used it. I may use a lot. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's cover this up. And if you need to go darker with it, you can always go back over it. But if you do want to get it darker, just remember just to kind of let it dry for a little bit. I mean, it doesn't have to be long, you know. Just by the time I get through this, I can go back over that and make it darker. And you don't have to worry about staying in the line with these, do you? I'm just going to kind of go over it just a tad. See how it darkened that up? A little bit there. All right, I'm happy with that. Okay, so from here, we're just going to scoot these aside, and we're just going to kind of, I tell you something I need to do too that I forgot. Let's move this over here, and let's get out our little piece of the spruce, light shaded spruce. Let's get, or it's not light, it's just our regular shaded spruce cardstock. And let me tell you what I did. I did the, I used the Versamark on it. And I did Sending Love and Joy. And either you can do this before or you could do it after. I can't remember. I may have cut it out. I think I cut it out first and did it. But instead of putting you through all of that, I'm just going to show you what I did here. So I did this Sending Love and Joy. And then I've got a little kit here. If you don't have one of these little kits, you probably ought to look at it because it comes with your embossing buddy, which I did not use. I was so busy talking and wasn't paying attention. But if you put the embossing buddy on it, then it keeps other stuff from sticking to it. So you might have some spots here and there. Well, if you use the embossing buddy, it puts that powder on there and it keeps everything from sticking except for what you do with your Versamark. So if you see little spots, that'd be why. Because I didn't do it. And you can see it's picked up some here and there. But what also comes with the embossing buddy is this brush here. And we can brush some of those specks away. It also comes with the reversible tweezers, which is really good. These are perfect because that way when you get ready to heat emboss this, and it gets hot, so you don't want to hold the paper, and so you can just use your tweezers and then dry it up, and then everything's good. Then you put, your powder in here. You take this little cap off here, and then you pour it right back into your container, and you don't lose any of it. So just put it down here. And now that's done. And we can put our cap back on it. We can put our cover here on it and put all of it back together. And I've already went ahead and heat embossed this one and went ahead and cut it out. So, and I did show you earlier which one of these I used, but I will go ahead and show you again just to make sure. Don't want you to have any questions about what I did here in case you want to duplicate it. Okay, so this is the one that I used here. All right, so we'll just put this aside here, and we've got that. And so that's just going to go on top here, but we want to make sure that we get our little piece here put in. And it was put on Stampin' Dimensionals too, but I went ahead and I believe when I put it together, I just kind of put my pieces on here, just kind of got them glued down. I put that one kind of like right in there. And I think I cut these. If I can find my scissors. There's a pair here. And just made one come down here lower. And then did this other one a little bit lower. I like it to be full around through there, and then I want it to have the long piece shooting out from it. So so you've got a piece there, there, and there. So it's kind of evened out there. So from here, I took these little sprigs here with a little red on them and just kind of laid them in there. And then I just kind of laid my pine cones in here. So, but what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go ahead and get these put down, and then we'll start building on this. So the first thing we're going to do is put this one down and just put a little bit of glue on here, not much. Okay, we're just going to kind of bring them up this way because we want it to hang off this edge right here. I just want it to be hanging off of it. Okay, and we're going to put some glue on here. We're going to put this one over here to the edge. And then we're going to do the same over here, except we're going to run it that way. I'm just going to kind of put it up just a tad bit higher. If you notice that, it's just a tad higher than this one. I mean, just a smidgen, not much at all. Oops. Except for when you give it a really good push and then it goes up higher. Okay, so we've got that done. Now let's go ahead. Let's put a couple of pine cones on here because some of them is going to kind of fit in behind here. I'm going to get my little tweezers here. And I'm going to try to set this one in behind. Okay. I'm going to get this other one here. I'm going to lay it on top over here. We're going to kind of put it right in here. Okay, and then this one's going to kind of tuck in here. Okay. Then we're just going to put a tad bit of glue on here. We're just going to kind of run this. I'm going to pick this pine cone up and kind of stick that underneath there. and push that over. Now we've got that done. And now we're going to take this one and just set it over to this side. Okay. And then we're just going to put this down. And I decided just to glue this since we were going to pop this other up. So I just decided to glue this, and I'm just putting it in the center because that's where it's going to stick to. It's going to stick in the center of this piece here. And so I'm just going to, I think I'm going to put it down. I don't know what that's going to look like. Let's see. Let's put it down there. I think that looks pretty good. On the other one, I did bring it up a tad, and I could do that, but I don't see, it doesn't have to be like that. So I think I'm just going to leave it like this. And we're going to go ahead and put this up on dimensionals. Now you can do it whichever way you like it. You know, you may want to make it show a whole lot more. So and I could stick, I didn't do this on the other one, I don't believe, but I could stick a couple of small dimensionals just like right in here to kind of help hold that up. And so okay, sticking to everything because I took the backings off of them. Okay, so from here, we're just going to try to center this. See what that looks like. It's a little crooked, it looks like to me. Looks like it needs to go over to the right a little bit more. Okay, that looks a lot better. Okay, so what do you think about that? Now we need to put our embellishments on there, and we'll be finished with the front of the card. So let me find, here they are. You know, how many times do you lose stuff? I've got a pack of these open, and these are our traditional sparkling sequins here. I had a pack open. I have no clue what I've done with them. So I had to open up a new pack. So aren't these beautiful? Look at that sparkle. That is awesome. Okay, so here I just used the little gold ones that we have. And there's 3 different sizes. You've got your large down here, and you've got your medium and your small. And I just used some mediums and small ones. So I just put one right down here. And then let's get a small one and put it down here. I'll put that one here. Then we're going to put another one over here. And then I just kind of tossed them around. And I put one right in here. And then I put one, oops, thought I had it, right up here. Now, isn't that beautiful? I like that. Okay, so now let's work on the center of it. We can get our piece of paper. Let's see if I need to cut one. I can't remember if I cut a white piece or not. I don't think I did. So let me cut a white piece of quick. And we're going to do 5 1/4 by 4. Go on the inside. Alrighty, I've got that. And we're just going to put our Merry Christmas in. So let me get my Merry Christmas. I've already got it on the box. Then we're going to need this, and we're going to need this. So I think what I did when I did this the other day, I think I went ahead and put Christmas down first. And then, oops, look what I did. Just stuck my finger in that. Let's see if I've got a tissue here. Of course, there's not one nearby. That would be too easy, wouldn't it? Okay, so here we go. And this is shaded spruce I'm using to stuck this finger in it too. I'm really making a mess. Okay. Maybe I should have cut 2 of these sheets of paper for the inside. There's no telling what it's going to look like. I just kind of, well, flip it over. Okay, that looks good there. Now let's see if we can have good luck with Mary here. See if we can get it put on here. And I just kind of line the M up over to the left of the C. And I'll show you in my card here. I just kind of lined it up over there and tried to hit the Y coming down right up above the I. So let's see if we can accomplish that again. I think that looks good from what I can. I'm not right over it. So we'll see if that's going to work. Yeah, that worked out good. All right, so we've got our Merry Christmas on here. And then from here, we're going to take our branch. And on our branch, we're going to use pecan pie. And what I did with this, I didn't put the whole thing on there. I just kind of went down to about right here, about halfway. I guess it'd help if I scooted up about halfway on the branch here. And just kind of brought it down like that. So now this. And then I went and took our branches. And I'm going to use the other side. That. I've got my pine cone on this side. I'll be using it in a minute. And so I'm going to take it off so I can see better. Okay. And then here, hope I don't get my head in the way. Trying to line it up here. So then we've got that. And if you do like I did the other day I didn't get close enough to the branch. So I kind of had to get my markers and just use my markers to get it, to just draw a line to where it looked like it was connected. But today I did it right. But if you look closely at this card that I did, you can kind of see right here where I kind of drew in a line. Okay, so here we're going to take it off. Put it aside. Put our little pine cone on. And then we're just going to put our little pine cone. We're just going to kind of put it right over in here. Okay. Now let's see if we can line it up. You know, they're doing away with our rubber stamps. And so, see, that at least did line up pretty good. With my rubber stamps, I wouldn't have never been able to do that. I would have just had a mess. It would have just been like, there wouldn't have been nothing I could do with it. All right, so we've got that there. And I could put one right up there. Let's see what it's going to look like. Okay, so we've got our 3 there. We can close this up. And I'll get this put in our card. And then our card will be finished. And I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you've learned something of what to do and what not to do, because I showed you a lot of what not to do today. But that's the whole part of it, isn't it? It's fun just learning and just enjoy it. You know, that's what I enjoy it. I try not to stress out too much about it. Now, I'm not saying I don't stress out. I do. But I try to just have fun with all of it. You know, enjoy it and make the best of it. So we're going to put that over, and let's see if I can find a phone holder here. And I'm going to give it a good crease. And that's it. Our card's done. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it's been helpful. And if it has been helpful, hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already. Share with your friends and or anyone who would love to do crafting that you have in mind that would love to maybe follow me and maybe learn something. And then I have a blog page that I've got the measurements posted over on it, and it is craftystamper.com. So if you want to go over and check out the measurements and stuff, and the materials that I used on here, the product, then you can check that out. And I appreciate you hanging out with me today, and I hope to see you next time. Thanks a lot, y'all. Bye.